Hi guys, and welcome back to Game Tech Stories YouTube channel. Today I want to take a look at the Steam Deck. I've had mine for 6 months now, and I just want to give you my thoughts, see if it's the thing for you. A friend of mine recommended on getting one because they're fantastic at emulation, and I was writing a book on handheld consoles at the time, and so it was a fantastic piece of kit. Out of the box, I think the Steam Deck is fantastic. I really love the feel of it. It's really nice. There's a few things I would tweak. When I got mine, they actually announced the LCD version 2 weeks after I got mine, so I've got one of the OG ones, but I think the colours and everything are fantastic. I really enjoy it. So we're just going to go through a few basic things. Let's start with the user interface. I think it's really friendly, really user-friendly. If you're new to handheld gaming, it's really simple. You've got the Steam button on the bottom left, and you've got the options button on the bottom right. They're really intuitive, and I think Valve have done a fantastic job of just like placing everything in a really, really nice place. As you can see here, you have your library of games, non-Steam games that you can install if you have any emulators. We won't talk about where we get those though, because that's naughty and we wouldn't condone that. But one click of the Steam button, you can go to the store, and what's fantastic is obviously the first page on the store is it showcases things that are verified with the Steam Deck. There's a lot of games which run on the Steam Deck that aren't verified, but being able to see that is fantastic. On the right hand side, you've got the options button. You press that, you've got loads of options. We'll go through some of those later. The performance overview overlay I think is a fantastic feature. I use that quite a lot. Let's check out some of the games though. So what have I been playing? One of the games I've been playing the most of is Vampire Survivors. As you can see now, it's a fantastic game. What I tend to play on my Steam Deck is more kind of indie titles, smaller indie titles, and emulation. I'm not running kind of Cyberpunk or Baldur's Gate. Even though they are verified, I would probably leave those to my PlayStation. I don't actually have a PC anymore. I've got a laptop, I've got an MSI gaming laptop, but that itself is 6 years old now, so I need a new one. So the Steam Deck is that perfect mid-ground for games that I can't get on console or any emulation. I use my Steam Deck. As you can see, Emulation Station here holds all kinds of stuff and runs them really, really smoothly. PlayStation 3 is a bit dodgy, it runs a few games, but Mega Drive, SNES, Game Boy, Game Gear, it all runs so crisp, so smooth. And even though it's not an OLED screen, the colours I think are fantastic. You can see Sonic here, it pops really nice. It works for me. The battery life is fantastic when you're playing emulation. And just overall, a fantastic piece of kit. The one thing I would say that I know this channel is always very positive, but the one thing I would say is the start button and the option button. They are plastic, obviously, but they feel plastic and they feel a bit flimsy. Another great feature here is the fact you can change the artwork on your games, which I know it's a small thing, but I think it's fantastic. It really gives that kind of, you can personalize your deck up to whatever you want it to be. Another great thing here, as I mentioned earlier, is the performance overlay. So you can see how much battery life you've got running, your FPS, or your CPU, how the whole thing is running. I tend to set mine on level 2, so you have that bar across the top. It gives you a bit of insight. This is for some geeky people. You don't have to have this, but I think if you're playing a more demanding game, it's really good to see what's going on. And then you've got desktop mode. I've never used a Linux machine before, but I found this really intuitive. If you're used to Windows, you'll be able to use this. You've got a browser. This is where you can go and get your emulation stuff if you want to. But the desktop, it's like a desktop computer. It runs fantastic. So overall, I really like my Steam Deck. 6 months down the line, I'm probably playing it more than I ever have. But mostly, as I said before, for emulation and for indie games or games that I can't get on console. So if that's something that you're interested in, I really think you should go for a Steam Deck. I know there's more powerful handhelds out there now, but the OS and Valve's commitment to making things run smoothly and their optimization, I think, is unrivaled at the moment. I absolutely love the Steam Deck. I highly recommend it. I do want to look at some other handhelds eventually, but for me personally, the Steam Deck is fantastic. You've also got loads of plugins as well. Mine seem to have disappeared for some reason, so I need to reinstall those. But overall, Steam Deck is amazing.